back to Simply Saffron by Pooja Seal. I'm Pooja, and today I'm going to show you one of the most I would say most wanted recipe from my friends, because they always tell me, like, can you tell me a recipe of a cake which is a basic vanilla cake which you can make for any birthdays, any anniversaries and anything. So today I'm going to show you that cake recipe, which is a basic vanilla cake with fresh berry filling with whipped cream, and not much of like hassle. It's a very easy to make cake, and so come on and I'll show you how to do it. So before we start with the recipe, the first thing you're going to do is turn on your oven at 350 degree Fahrenheit, and this cake needs two 9-inch cake pans. So you can just grease it and put a parchment paper on the bottom and lightly like flour it or anything, just like that. Or you can use 3 6-inch pans. Like if you want a taller cake, then you can always use the 3 6-inch pan. So let's proceed. Now to start with, we are going to prepare the dry ingredients. So I'm using cake flour. Now if you don't have cake flour, I will have substitutes in the description box. So this is 2 3/4 cup of cake flour. This is pre-sifted, and then we are going to add about 1/4 teaspoonful of baking powder, and then half a teaspoonful of baking soda, and 1 1/4 teaspoonful of salt. If you want a little bit less salt, that's fine, you can use just 1 teaspoonful of salt. So we'll mix all of them together. Now with the wet ingredients. Now to start with, we are going to add 1 cup of softened like a room temperature butter. Now I'm using a stand mixer. You can use a hand mixer too. This is not big of a deal. It just do things faster. That's about it. So we're going to beat about for 2 minutes to get the light and fluffiness of the butter. So we have beaten the butter for about 2 minutes and it's light and fluffy. Now we are going to add about 1 3/4 cup of sugar. So this is 1 cup and 3/4 cup of sugar, and we are going to beat it again for about 2 minutes. Now we are beating the butter and the sugar and it looks light and fluffy. Now we are going to add 3 eggs, 1 egg at a time. We'll add 1 egg and beat for a minute, and then we'll consecutively add all the eggs. We have added all the eggs. Now we are going to add half a cup of sour cream. Make sure this is at room temperature. You want everything, the eggs, the butter, everything at room temperature. That's the basic rule of baking a cake, that everything needs to be at room temperature. Then we are going to beat it again for a few minutes. You can see it has curdled a little bit, but that's okay, that will happen naturally. And so we are going to add vanilla, about 1 teaspoonful of vanilla. Now I like to add a little bit of lemon juice too. This is about 1 1/2 teaspoonful of lemon juice. So this adds more freshness to the cake, so I'm going to add that one. And then we are going to beat it a few minutes, and we are going to add the dry ingredients. So we are going to add the dry ingredients in 3 portions, and alternatively with the whole milk. So I'm going to use about 1 1/4 cup of whole milk. And so first we are going to add the dry ingredients, beat it for a few minutes, then we are going to add the whole milk, and lastly you want to end it with the dry ingredients. So you want to scrape the sides too, so that everything gets mixed up pretty good. And you don't want to run your mixer at a high speed when you're adding the dry ingredients and the milk, because this is the time when you want just everything to be just mixed up, not like in a high speed. You don't want to be fluffed up or anything. So we'll give it a few minutes and then it should be done. So we are done with the batter, and I have about 2 9-inch pan here, which I have greased, and then I have floured too, and I have a parchment paper. So everything is done. We're going to pour the batter in, and then we are going to bake it for 30 to 35 minutes. So make sure you fill it like 2/3 of the pan, no more than that. This is about 2/3. So I'm going to do the same with the other pan. Just give it like a whack so that you have the air bubbles out. I'm done filling the cake for baking. So I have added, if you see, I have added some these are baking strips, which you can find at any bakery store, and these you have to soak it in water for a few minutes before you add it. Now this one helps the cake not to the sides not to burn, and if you don't have this, you can make it on your own. Just wrap a wet towel around your cake pan, so that will help not the sides will not get like burnt or crusty, and it'll rise evenly too. So let's see how it bakes. My cake has already cooled, so now we are going to do the frosting, the whipped cream frosting, and for that we need two cups of heavy whipping cream, at least with 34% fat, and this should be chilled. The cream, heavy whipping cream, should be chilled, and the bowl should be chilled too for about 15 minutes, and so does the beater, because to get the maximum effect out of the whipped cream, we need to put all these in the fridge, and if you can put it in the freezer too. That will be the best. So we'll let it run for a few minutes till it's a little bit of soft peaks. So we can see it has whipped a little bit. We are going to add about 2/3 cup of powdered sugar. You can add plain normal granulated sugar too. And this, I'm using the stand mixer, but you can do the same with the hand mixer too. It'll just take a little bit more time. So we are going to add the sugar in there, and we'll keep on beating in a pretty higher speed so that the stiff peaks form. So I think the whipped cream is done. You can see it is all have stiff peaks. See, like this. When it stands up like this, you know it's done. So this is the time when you turn it off. Now we'll proceed with the cake's filling, that is a cream cheese and whipped cream together with berries. To start, for the cake's filling, we are taking about half a block of cream cheese, about 4 ounces of cream cheese, softened cream cheese, and first we are going to beat it. Now it has become a little light and fluffy, so we are going to add about 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. Now in this we are going to add about a cup of our whipped cream. There's half a cup, and then we are going to add half cup more. The cream cheese actually provides two stuff, like it is it adds a little bit of tartness to the filling, which with the fruit, fresh fruit, it goes really well. And also it provides stability to the whipped cream. So we are going to beat all of them together, and we are going to add a little bit of vanilla extract to it. So we'll add 1 teaspoonful of vanilla. Mix them together. Now our cream cheese and cream mixture is done. So we're going to add, I have about a cup of chopped berries, any kind. I have strawberries and blackberries. If you want to add blueberries, that works too. I'm going to mix it. Now once we have mixed this, we're going to put it in the fridge for a few minutes to just set in, because this is pretty soft now. You don't want that soft filling in there. So we're going to put it in fridge for around 15 minutes. So we're going to put this in the fridge and also the whipped cream frosting in the fridge, because it's become easier to frost. So we have our cakes which are cooled. So you can see no browning on the edges. It's soft and spongy. So we are going to put the filling in. So what I have done is taken the normal whipped cream, just the white one, and didn't put any tip, just the nozzle, and we'll make a boundary wall here, and then we are going to put the filling in. So we'll just level it up, the edges, just like that. Now we are going to put the top layer on it. So I have the other cake in here, and remove the parchment paper. To just put it on top of it, just like that. Now we are going to frost the whole cake. I'll show you how. So we are going to create just a base coat. So I've done the base coat. You can see the base coat is done. So we'll keep it in the fridge for 10 minutes if you want to. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is, like, I'll take the whipped cream and I'll make 3 colors, like one dark pink, one light pink, and one either white or just more lighter version. So we're going to make 3 rows of rosettes on the sides. So it'll look like an ombre cake. So that's why I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you what to do. So we'll start with the lower layer. So first we are going to start from the bottom. We'll start in the middle, just like that. So the first row is done. Now we are going to do the second, that is on top of it. Just if there are gaps, we have to fill in just like that. Now the top layer. So we are filling the gaps with just a little small press, and it's done. So I'm done with the whole rosette cake, and you can see, like, there's no gap. If there's any gap like these, you can just squeeze in a little bit, and look at the pretty color. So we're going to put some berries in there. your fresh berry cake. Now let me cut a slice and show you how it looks from the side. Okay, so let's see. Cut a piece and see how it looks from inside. So you can see the perfect slice with the berries in the middle and the perfect texture of the cake, and you will love it. This is a summer cake. So you can see the berries and the whipped cream, light and fluffy whipped cream, and the beautiful texture of the yellow cake. So hopefully you will like this cake. This is a purely, it's a simple cake with fresh berries in it and the lemony vanilla cake, and with the whipped cream light, and it's not like cloyingly sweet or anything. It's just perfect. So hopefully you'll make it, and please don't forget to subscribe and like my YouTube channel, Simply Saffron by Pooja Seal, and check the subscription box, check the description box below, because it'll have all the list of the ingredients, and if you need any substitutes like for the cake flour, if you need any substitutes, it'll be there. And don't forget to push the bell icon, because whenever I'll post a new recipe, you'll get all kind of notifications. So see you next week then. Bye.